accurate, and it's not true. So, another thing I want to bring up with you folks, recently it was brought to my attention through an article that PepsiCo, you're all familiar with Pepsi, the soft drink company that also makes Quaker Oats, and they also make Tropicana orange juice and some other products, has been investing in promoting homosexual and gay lifestyles. They in fact gave an advertising campaign millions of extra dollars to try to promote homosexuality. Why would a company do that? I have absolutely no idea. But a group in America called the Family, I don't know where they are right now, but it's a group that cares about family values, basically, has come out and said that they would like to see the world boycott these products from PepsiCo, Tropicana and Quaker Oats and Pepsi soda, different brands within Pepsi's marks. Like I think Mountain Dew is made by Pepsi as well. I personally am in agreement with this woman that I read about. She said that we should boycott them. I think we should. You know, I am not against people who have made lifestyle choices based upon their predisposition for being homosexual. And I got to tell you, it's been my experience that there are some people, some men and some women that I've met that are this way and probably were from birth. And so, you know, how is it that I could blame somebody for something like that? I could not. I wouldn't do that. My problem is, and I would like the listeners to think about this, my problem is that they're trying to promote this as a choice for others, not predisposed. They're trying to make this a first choice for people who would not normally ever be disposed to this kind of ideal. And I am fully and completely against that. That's wrong-headed thinking. It's problematic in many, many ways, from a health standpoint as well as a social and family standpoint. And I find it to be offensive in the extreme that they will be doing this kind of promoting, and I urge everybody to consider boycotting their products to send them a message that that's not the kind of values you want people to have, and especially trying to sell you products. That being said, tonight's programming we're going to be bringing on here in just a moment is with a friend of mine named Andrew Carrington Hitchcock. We worked together on a timeline of the Rothschilds. It has been the most downloaded story on my website over the last 3 years since we've posted it on the site. It's had millions of hits, millions of downloads. And it was put together originally by Andrew under the name of Anonymous Andy, and it came from information he gleaned from my website, and we started putting it together, and each 2 or 3 weeks, Andrew would find new information and add to the list, and we would get more stuff out, and it just grew into a very powerful timeline. And what you find today is it turned actually into a book called The Synagogue of Satan, and it is a very detailed timeline on the Rothschilds' involvement in the world's power structure and control. And we're going to bring him up in just a minute after these messages, so we'll be right back after these messages, ladies and gentlemen.
Assalamu alaikum listeners, this is Usman Ahmed from Shua Firewall Travel. We have a 13-night, 14-day Umrah tour departing on Saudi Arabian Airlines. Departures are the 9th of April, returning on the 23rd of April, departing 13th April, returning 27th April, departing 20 April, return 4 May, 6 nights in Medina Munawwara at the Sufra Al-Huda Hotel in Medina with breakfast, 7 nights in Makkah Mukarramah at the Makkah Towers, a room only. The complete package from Johannesburg, sharing 2 in a room, is 17,450 per person, or 4 in a room at 13,300 per person. For any further information, you're welcome to visit our website, sureflywell.com, or you're welcome to contact our office in Pretoria, 012-374-2041, or Cape Town, 021-761-5044.
The recent intense aerial bombardment on Gaza has left scores of people killed and hundreds more injured. The bombings have taken the lives of civilians, including women and children. The blockade of Gaza has also forced more than half of its 1.5 million population to be dependent on humanitarian assistance. The Al-Imdad Foundation has been delivering humanitarian and developmental assistance in Palestine to our partners in Gaza and by our officers in Amman, Jordan, for the last 5 years. Donate online by visiting alimdad.com or call 0861-786-243 for more information. The French.Connection with Daryl Bradford Smith.
Great to be back, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we have our guest coming up, Andrew Carrington Hitchcock. We're going to discuss and in fact, we're going to bring forward some facts about the history of this particular family, this family called the Red Shield or Rothschild, and not necessarily the beginnings, because I think everybody who's spent any time listening to the French Connection knows the beginnings of this what I'm going to call a supremacist crime gang internationally. But the South African audience as well has a history with these people that needs to be clarified as well. And I thought it would be a good idea to maybe chew up a few of the facts and put them out before the South African and Pan-African public, because Africa is a new target for resources, as it has been for the last 25, 30 years. And it's intensifying. As there are depletions coming in other parts of the world, such as Australia and such, and they're looking toward areas of the globe where they can go in and displace the native populations, either that or get these native peoples to start working in their mines or in their factories or in whatever else that they can put together. So, but we're going to bring them up right now. Andrew Carrington Hitchcock, are you? Andrew.
Hello, no.
Andrew, are you there?
Yes, could you hear me now?
We've got a bad connection there for Andrew. Maybe you'll bring him back up in just a moment. Try to get that line cleared again, engineer. Yeah. Well, what we do know, ladies and gentlemen, is that at the beginning of the last century, 1900 to 1908, was an intensive period of displacement for people in South Africa, culminating in what was commonly known as the Boer War. What it ended up doing is shifting the power structure in that country from the hands of the agrarian residents to a more mining industry-centered government that from behind the scenes was controlled lock, stock, and barrel by elements within those 1 square mile of London and the Jewish community out of New York, as well as family members of these people in South Africa itself. And sadly for us, this group succeeded in their aims of subjugating South Africa and forcing its population, because of starvation and terrible hardship, into these mines that they built. And then they began to exploit the mineral wealth of the country, often extracting 80 to 90% of its value and spiriting that value out of the country. Now, the infrastructure that was built in Cape Town and Johannesburg and Pretoria and other areas was certainly came from the business element there that were running these mining organizations. But the profits that had been taken out were, in fact, going into the hands of this pool of criminals, in my view. Are we back with Andrew Carrington Hitchcock? We still don't have Andrew there. My engineer, maybe you can... Andrew, are you with me?
Hello, no.
Oh, Andrew, you sound like you're way in the background there. Are we connected correctly here? Andrew?
Yeah, I can hardly hear you now. I can't do this.
This is a very bad connection. My engineer, maybe what we'll have to do here is get another phone call over to him and see if we can't make this connection once again. I hope I don't have to speak for the whole 2 hours here, because I will just shrivel up and croak here. But okay. Anyway, this is now taking place. The same events that took place in South Africa, or similar events, are now taking place in the Congo region. And Congo has, what they've done is they've fomented terrible battles between ethnic minorities within the far-flung areas of the Congo in order to clear out land rights and clear out access for these the next mineral grab, if you will. And you will be able to guarantee that the Congo will never profit largely from this, and most of the value of that will be taken from the Congolese and shipped out. It's also happening in the Sudan, in Chad, and they're setting up the same kind of situation in Zimbabwe, expanding the mining industry there.